Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Wednesday's Reflexology Wisdom. And today we're going to be looking at adding affirmations and intent into our reflexology treatment. Now, something that I didn't quite get when I first of all came across affirmations and intent was kind of how they worked. And I like to know how things work, or at least be able to see some sort of scientific evidence that shows me it works. And of all places, I came across this answer in church a couple of weeks ago, because it was my vicar that was actually talking about some experiments that had been done when kind words were spoken over water. And it was just something to illuminate a sermon that he was preaching on. And he was saying, if water can respond to kindness, then so much so must we, being as we are made of 70% water. And he then went on to talk about a book. It's called The Hidden Messages in Water. And I thought, you know what, I've got to buy this book. I thought it's just intrigued me, absolutely intrigued me. And I'm reading this book, and then I contacted him. I said, do you know what? I said, you've just proven homeopathy by what is written in this book. Because if love, for example, just the word love is spoken over over water, like a test tube of water, and then that water is frozen, the crystal then ends up looking like this. And then here we go with the word thank you spoken over water. Again, it gets frozen, and look at this beautiful crystal. However, things can be damaging as well. Words can be hurtful. And if you were to say the word you fool over water and then freeze that, look at this. It's not quite the same. It's a pretty devastated crystal. And then if you remember that crystal that had the word love spoken over it, then gets placed next to a television. And we all know that televisions give off radiation, and look what happens to the crystal there. Now, this is just, shall we say, just water. It doesn't have a heart, doesn't have a mind, it just responds. We have a heart, we have a mind, and when you are setting an intention, when you meet a client, to say something affirmative, an affirmation, that is setting something good in somebody's mind, in somebody's heart, about what the treatment is that you're going to be given that day. If you are going to be uncomfortable with the words affirmations and intention, how about setting a goal? Is it too difficult to ask? What would you like to achieve in today's treatment with your client? To set a goal. That is exactly the same as setting an intent. Or at least it is in my mind anyway. And I am super comfortable, even as a bloke, to be able to set a goal. First thing I always say when I sit my client down on the treatment chair is, how are you? What would you like me to focus on today? They will tell me. I will then repeat that back to them. We have both agreed an intent. Now, I must admit, affirmations, they can be so powerful. They really, really are. And they have a positive root as well, to affirm. All of these are positive words. They are all kind words. Getting back to our crystals, if you speak kindness, if you speak positiveness over your clients, the water within our bodies will respond. And then if they respond, what's going to happen? That healing response that reflexology can bring will have, I don't know, a greater effect, I would propose. So if you can add affirmations and intentions to your treatment, can it do any harm? I doubt it. So may I encourage you, and with this evidence that we have from, and the guy is Masaru Emoto, the author just there. If you've never come across this book, I would suggest that you have a read. It might just open your eyes to the potential of positive speech, of affirmation, of intention, and then how much more powerful might that make our treatments. Thank you very much for watching Wednesday's Reflexology Wisdom. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do click the subscribe button, do click the like button if you would, and see you soon.